Most athletes choose popular sports, some choose medals, a very few choose meaning. But today we have somebody who chose meaning over accolades. And that's Mihir Sane, a former Indian captain in rollball, coach of the UAE national team, and a sports entrepreneur. Today we want to know what made him choose this journey. So welcome Mihir to today's episode of Brand Trial.
Thank you, Anamika. So I'll just quickly introduce myself.
Sure.
My name is Mihir. I'm from India and I am the current captain, the ex-captain of the Indian rollball team. So talking about rollball, how I came into rollball, it goes to my grassroots when I was in my school, in my early primary grade, which is in second, just entering my third grade. So I did not directly get into rollball. So my journey started with speed and my speed came with skating. So when I started skating in my first grade, the speed and enthusiasm by which I was getting the thrill of having put on the skates and going around places, that brought me the passion towards this kind of sport. And then when I was in my third grade, when my sports teacher, he just brought a ball one day and he said, why don't you guys dribble the ball on skates? So I said, okay, that's something exciting. It's giving me speed, plus it's giving me concentration and balance, which I need for the skills. So we tried that, and believe me, that day I had no idea I was going to become a part of such a big journey, or I was going to become the captain of Indian team, or I was going to lead a journey for a different country, which I'm doing right now. So talking about getting into rollball, it was back in 2003 when I started skating, and the founder of the sport, who was my sports teacher, he gave me this opportunity to become a part of this exciting journey. So since 2003, I've been playing this sport. I got the privilege to become one of the founding players of the sport globally. And since the day it was started till today, I've been playing it.
Amazing. So I can clearly envision a young boy who just needs some thrill and adventure being given a sports that he gets passionate about.
Of course.
But for all our viewers, can you tell what is rollball? Because probably they might be hearing this term also for the first time.
Yes, totally. So rollball is a unique combination of 4 sports. As you know, one is skating, I just told, and remaining 3 are basketball, handball, and throwball. So I'll tell why these 3 sports are involved in this and why is it called rollball. So rollball doesn't mean rolling the ball. Rollball is like dribbling the ball on skates on a basketball court using a lightweight basketball. That's where the basketball component comes in. And then handball component comes in when you have to pass the ball and shoot into a goal. So it's not a basket or it's not something else. It's like a goal post on both the sides. And throwball is just the combination in which you have to pass the ball and you have to catch and you need those skills. So that is what rollball is. So it's basically a team sport. Yeah, it's a combination of 4 sports. It's a team sport. It's played between 2 teams, having 6 on each side. One is a goalkeeper, same like handball, and remaining 5 are the attackers. So you have to dribble, pass the ball, and shoot in the goal post.
Sounds very interesting. So you didn't just have to learn one sport, you have to learn 4 sports,
exactly.
So to say. And did that also mean that you had the choice to pick up any one of the 4 sports, but you still chose rollball?
Yeah, so when I used to do skating, I had also passion of playing basketball. So I was a bit decent in basketball. I had played zonal level for my city. And that's how I got more passion towards rollball. But of course, I had always the opportunity that I can choose basketball. When I was in my 7th grade, I was doing cricket. I played for an academy which is well known in Pune. But then eventually when I started getting into my 8th and 9th grade, I thought that rollball is something which is going to be more passion. It is going to be more vision of what I can do. It's leading my path towards representing India.
Right.
So that's what kept me stuck towards the game, and that's why I'm still playing it and I'm leading it with the federation to promote it.
Definitely. So consistency plus passion is led you to become India's captain.
Yes.
That's a huge hat to wear.
Yeah.
Tell us the feeling behind it. Which year was that and how did it feel to lead India's team?
Yeah. So see, there is a misconception usually that becoming a captain is a sudden success. That's not. You can see any sport. You can see cricket. You can see football. That's not the case. So becoming a captain in 2023 took me 20 years of my journey. So I started in 2003. I became the captain in 2023. So it came with my discipline. It came with my hard work. It came with the efforts which I put in daily training. It came with my skill. It came with what I performed in the court. So these all factors contributed, and eventually I got the opportunity to lead India in 2023 in the 6th edition of the World Cup. But again, I represented India first in 2013, which was the 2nd edition of the Rollball World Cup, which was launched by the Federation. So since 2013, I played with for India 3 times consecutively: 2013, 2015, 2017. And then 2019, due to some personal injuries, I could not represent the nation. And then when I came back with full force, then that was a time when I was awarded the captainship for the country.
Yeah. It's said that most of the battles that are fought are when the lights are off.
Yeah.
And actually when we take the medal,
Yeah.
that's just what people see.
Yeah.
But as you said, that 20 years were before that moment came in your life.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So what would you like to share with our youngsters who are taking up sports? Because it's a long journey and giving up is easier than staying there, right? So
Yeah.
would you like to share anything for them?
So see, now, not even nowadays, even before, sports and physical fitness has been a key component of shaping anybody's journey, be it a normal person, be it a businessman, be it a leader, anybody. So if you are engaged into any kind of sport in your early ages, that teaches you a lot of things. It teaches you concentration. It gives you the ability to take decisions when you're in a challenging situation, because when we play the sport, we get challenging situations every second. So you have to deal with them with a calm mind rather than just getting hyper at any situation. So these all factors contribute towards your life journey, which you are gonna eventually utilize when you get older, when you get your job, when you do your business. So I would like to just say one thing, that whenever you're trying to play any sport, even though you're not getting the type of result which you want at that moment, you just stick to it. You keep on giving your efforts. You believe in what you started the day one. Because eventually it might not be at the day 90 you'll get it, but at day 180 I can surely tell you that you will eventually succeed, because you have been giving the efforts, you are developing your skills, you are believing in yourselves. So even though you're not getting a success right now, just keep on doing it, because sports is such a thing that when you excel, when you're in your peak moment, you just flourish in the field.
Yes, amazingly said that these are life lessons which everybody would need in succeeding in any chapter of their life or career, right? You also picked up a professional life other than this. How did you balance it both?
So, see, rollball was not like cricket. It was not like football. So, when I eventually came in my 9th grade, my parents were a bit confused. Like, he is playing, there's an opportunity in 2011, they're going to do a World Cup, but then he's in his 9th grade and he's going to go in his 10th grade. So, what if nothing will happen with he's not selected in the Indian team, he can't represent, then his career is stagnant.
Yeah, the
in sports.
security
Exactly.
factor everybody feels.
So that's why I had to give 50-60%, let's say 70% of my focus on education as well. And then eventually I did my 10th, I did my 12th, but I kept on playing. So wherever I went, the people who I met, even though the principals of my school, my college, they always supported me, because eventually they knew that I'm representing our nation. And that's how my journey kept on going. Then I went to UK, I did my master's. This is when, again, the passion of rollball, I got the opportunity, I built the UK national team.
Okay.
So I was told by the federation, if you're going to UK, you're doing your masters, why just not go and train a team? So I went there, I got few players, mixed nationalities, I trained them, and they took part in the same year World Cup, which was 2015. Then I started my job. You can say the engagement manager of my first job, he was again supportive. He said, Mihir, if you're going to go to Bangladesh for a World Cup in 2017, I will sanction a leave, which was like 2 months after I started my first job in 2017. So that support I kept on getting. Plus, I always had a mindset of doing something of my own, like my own business. And then I thought, why not utilize rollball to grow, so that I can help rollball to grow and also help myself to grow, in which I already have a passion.
Right.
So that kept me I kept on going with that mindset, with that belief. And now I'm a leading architecture company in Dubai, headquartered in India. We have office in Dubai, which I'm leading. Then I have my own company for sports, my own sports academy, through which I'm doing rollball. I'm promoting it across the country. I'm doing roller skating into academies, into clubs. And side by side, I'm also into technology. So nowadays, technology into sports is also a big thing. So these all things are somehow linked with rollball, somehow linked with skating. So this passion and this belief kept me going.
But do you think that any opportunities came your way that shaped the ecosystem that you had, like getting an opportunity to train while you had a financial security of a job, is not what every player might be getting at?
Correct.
Right? So obviously a life journey is made up of these small parts. But what would you say to somebody who might not have the social security?
So see, opportunities keep on coming. The way you grab this opportunity, or the time when you grab this opportunity, is very important. So in 2015, if you ask me, when I was in UK, I had no job security. I was a student. Went there with a loan, with the dream that I will do something with my life, I'll get rich and I'll come back. but still I had the passion. So it's a simple opportunity. When I went there, I was in Scotland, the team was in London. So it was a 7-hour journey. I had no funds that I can buy a ticket and just fly, because I had just been there like 1 month back.
As a student.
So then communication came into picture. I spoke with the people who were there, who were into skating. I told them, see, I can bring this. I have been suggested by the federation. So if you can just support me with the tickets, I can come, I can train you. Of course, I'm not going to charge because it's my passion. And then I can build a team which you can take ahead. So that opportunity they gave me. Okay, they said, we'll give you the ticket. I built the communication, and that's how it eventually led into a success.
So now, you kind of created that opportunity to make it happen.
Exactly.
It's not as served on your platter that.
So one is creation and second is awarding. So this was the one which I created, because that time I just played 1 World Cup, and then when I played 3 World Cups, I was going to play the 4th. In fact, I played 4 World Cups after 23, and then it was an opportunity which I got. So then the people who were here, my dear friend who has the biggest skating community, he saw the talent in me. That he knew that, okay, he is here, he's the captain of India team, he has played so many World Cups, he is one of the best player in the world, he has scored so many goals and whatever. So he approached me, we had a good connection, and that's how I got the opportunity which I'm doing right now. I'm building the UAE national team, which hopefully in the next events might represent the nation, whichever events will be coming down the line.
Right. That brings me to UAE. How did you choose UAE, a sport that is still very nascent in all parts of the world, and especially in the UAE, it is at very early stage?
Yeah, so first of all, I'd like to thank the country, UAE, because UAE, I had heard that UAE is a land of infra, it's a land of people who come here, who become rich. But then when I came here, I found that UAE is a land of opportunities.
Yes.
UAE is a land of belief. If you believe, if you keep on doing your stuff, what you're doing, it's always helps you to grow. It is a land of business. So when you come here, you put your business, then some way or the other, there come people in your life who help you and who help you grow, who give you opportunities. So with that mindset, I started over here. Initial 1 year was, of course, pretty silent period, because I was taking something to the schools, which nobody knew. I took to the schools that I'm bringing in rollball. Of course, the school had their list of priorities, which no doubt everybody has. So it was not somehow coming in the priority list. But then I switched my thing that if I want to do grassroots, first, why not do the youth development? So I switched to youth. I started building the people who are already training the other kids, like the skating coaches across UAE. And that's how the word was spread. And now when I go to schools with a combination like, okay, rollball and skating, then it's a good proposition, which the school also thinks that, yeah, it can be something which can be useful for our kids. We can get something unique, which we can showcase to other people or the parents. So that's how opportunities kept on coming, and I just kept on grabbing them. Still, I'm grabbing them, and that's how I'm leading the journey on.
But this shows actually the mindset shift from an individual game. You could have kept on being an individual game. You chose to build a community.
Yeah.
And passing the baton to the next generation, which is the youth.
Yeah.
You are empowering them. You are creating an ecosystem and education.
Yeah.
So where did that mindset shift happen?
So see, building a community is very important, because if I keep on doing something by myself, like for example, if I start academy, let's say anywhere in Dubai, and I just keep it centralized, in which I am the one who is going to train, people should come to me and they just should train over here and go back.
You already have an academy.
I already
as well,
have,
right?
exactly, but that never works. If I can have my academy, but then it is very important that you have other people who you train, and they can be the people who will go ahead and train others, because that's how your market outreach, you get the value, you get the economy for scale, in which the entire UAE can be developed in such a way that every school has a presence of rollball. So that's when I came here, initially 1 year I was trying to do on my own, because I had no idea how to progress ahead. But then eventually I got to know that there are many skaters, and if you want to get the trust of the skaters, you have to train them and you have to believe in them, and you have to trust them that they will go ahead, they will do something, and eventually they are going to come to you because you are building this community. So that's how my mindset, the mind shift happened, that okay, if you want to go, if you want to penetrate the market, then it's better that you work with the people rather than just getting them under you. Why not just tag them along, take them along with you, and then you build the community.
No, that's a very, very positive mindset, because that's not just giving back to the community, but building the community and building the next generation through a sports which will help them, throughout their life as well.
Yeah.
So here I want to understand a little bit about your entrepreneurship spirit.
Yeah.
Of course, it showcases those leadership traits.
Yeah.
Not many people think sports as a business opportunity.
Yeah.
Do you think there is potential there?
Yeah, 100%, because sports is not only physical sports.
Yeah.
I would like to just shed some light on what disciplines you can get in sports, which I did not get a privilege to have when I was in my school, because there was not so much exposure to sports. Though there was exposure to physical sport, but the different arms of sports business or sports jobs which was there was not there. But now, see, if you're into sports, first of all, you need to get into sports at your early age so that you understand what sport is. You get the satisfaction of being physically fit, because when you are in second, third grade, you might not get the value of what you're building yourself. But then when you, let's say, pass your 7th, 8th, 10th grade, then you will thank yourself that, okay, in my earliest, thank God that I was doing something. And now I'm physically fit, and now I know what I can do. Even though I'm not interested in sports, but still I know that I have those skills which sports help me to kind of sustain in the market which I'm going.
Right.
But then into sports, of course, there are ample number of opportunities. One is, of course, physical sports, which might not, like, let's say 2, 3, 5% of the people across the world can grab at a very high level, which let be Asian Games, Olympic Games, International World Cups. But then once you enter sports, you get the opportunity to open different doors. One which is directly linked to sports, which is sports management. Then is sports coaching. So every player, after his playing journey, even though he has not represented at a very big level, he can become coach. So that is a direct intervention which you can get after your career as a player. Sports management is, you get opportunities to work with the sporting bodies, like let's say ICC, like FIFA, in terms of rollball federation. You will get the opportunity to kind of work with them and shape the game. Again, directly linked to that is sports event. So now you see Dubai is a land of sports events, or in fact UAE is a land of sports events. So you see many opportunities over here. So that I don't need to shed some light, but that's pretty obvious. But then apart from that, there are different 2-3 arms as well, which is sports nutrition, which is very important nowadays. Right. There is sports psychology, there is sports physiotherapy, there is sports medicine. So you see that there are many opportunities which maybe you and me were not aware when we were there.
Of course.
We were just told that, okay, sports, and there is academics.
But thanks for sharing this.
But academics and sports can be linked.
True,
if you link it, and if you have a journey which is paved for you, then nothing like that.
Yeah, definitely. And in fact, another discipline which I want you to highlight upon is the mental health aspect that younger generation might be facing a lot of challenges with. In fact, everybody is, but we can help the younger generation through sports.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? How will it help their mental health?
So see, sports not only develops you physically, it helps you to kind of remain calm. It helps your mental ability to deal with situations, like I said before. So nowadays, kids are mostly into tech. Whenever they finish school, they go home, they are into their iPads, they are into PS5, they are into TV, or they are into phone.
And the social media.
And the social media, through phone, of course. But that somehow hampers their future life. Not directly, but they are inclining towards the technology, which is good. Of course, I'm not saying technology is not good, because that's what is the future of the world. But then alongside technology, you should always be involved in some kind of sport or any physical activity. Maybe people don't like to get into sports, but they can always get into the physical activity. So it is very important for the kids to have a brighter future, to have a consolidated future in which they are doing something into their academics, but they are also having their mental stability. They are holistically developed, which I can say, because physical, academic, and mental will come through academics, which you're studying through schools, and which will come through the extracurricular activities in schools, and which will come through the physical activities you're doing on your own. Of course, the tech part which you're doing.
So when we were growing up, unfortunately, in our community, you might have heard study is good, sports is bad. Kind of, mindset that was there. I believe that it's changing. What do you think? Do you see a change in that mindset?
Yeah, of course. Because see, of course, we were in India, so it was a mindset there at that time. We don't know what was the new way, but across the world, if you see in the European and American continent, sports mindset was already there.
Yeah.
So the reason why US used to bring 100 Olympic medals was there because in the early childhood, even the schools or the colleges or the academies and the parents were putting them into sports to select as an option and keep your academic career 50-50 with it. So that's why they excelled. And maybe at that time, we did not have that much opportunities. We did not have those many facilities or even the arenas where we can go and practice. But now, since last 10 years, thanks to the Sports Ministries of India, they are developing superbly. There are centers which are like a center of excellence for sports, in which you can specifically go, you can study alongside you're doing the sports. So as per my belief, see, if you have to go into Olympics, it's a 16 years journey. you start day one, and the 16th year when you end it, that's when you can actually compete in Olympics. So if I say right now that okay, 4 years later I want to play in Olympics, it's impossible. I can, with some blessings, maybe even though I play, but it's not going to help me excel, or it's not going to help me get medals. But now the sports shift which is happening, especially in India, it's going to help the country as well to kind of go towards more and more medals. And I believe UAE is also doing the same thing. They are excellent into the sports facilities. Now they are getting Olympic trainers, Olympic level athletes to come here and train the people who are over here. And then hopefully within the next few years, UAE will also shift towards getting more and more medals.
That actually gives a perspective to me that, at 4 to 5 years, or let's say 6 years, you take to become an engineer or a lawyer.
Yeah.
Versus the 16 years
Yeah.
to just compete, to just participate at a global level. That's the kind of dedication we are talking about.
Yeah.
Amazing that you have put in that kind of hard work, and you are working on the next team of the UAE to bring that. You mentioned about tech.
Yeah.
Tech into sports. I think you are working also along those lines. Can you share a little bit about what kind of tech?
Yeah. So see, when I was athlete personally, though rollball was a niche sport, or it was not well-known sport like cricket, that's why we did not have much opportunities of developing ourselves. Now, what I mean by developing ourselves, there are two aspects. One is skills. Skills is what my coach taught me, or skills is which I also develop myself. But then there is also always a part of physical wellness or physical fitness. So when we were training, we used to stay physically fit, but it was just through the, you can say, visual representation of the coach or the trainer who was given to us. He was perfect, he was 100% competent at his stage. But then tech part, which in the Western region was very frequently used, or which is very popular even in the European continent, which the athletes or the coaches over there utilize it to ensure that there's a structured growth of the athletes. That came into picture when I came to UAE. So I tied up with a company called Equilibrium, which was invented in US, and it's basically into physical performance assessment. So what do I mean by physical performance assessment is measuring the biomechanics of your body. So now when I'm playing as athlete, there are 100 or 120, 150 kind of muscles which are getting involved into motion when I'm actually executing the strategies or executing the goal which I'm doing. But then, am I really sure that all my muscles are physically fit, or they're fit enough that I can actually do that jump shot in the match? That I can't tell by my visual representation, that I can't tell by my consciousness that, okay, I'm going there, I'm jumping, okay, my jump is perfect. But then if I'm sprinting 20 meters, is that sprint perfectly fine? Am I going more on my left? Am I going more on my right? Exactly. If I'm swaying more on my right, you or even my coach cannot tell in my speed which I'm going. But then the text tells. So that's how it was kind of a linked vision which I got. And since the last 2 years, I've been promoting Equilibrium across the grassroots over here into schools, because I believe physical literacy is very important, which the country is already moving towards. The education bodies have the vision that by end of, let's say, 2030, based on the WHO guidelines, they can go towards the physical literacy, or all the schools can be physically literate. So our solution, like what I'm working on, is perfectly aligned towards it. It will help not only the athletes as a sport, because that's one part of it. It will also help the kids or general people to stay physically fit.
Right.
And it can be a 360-degree mechanism which the school can also incorporate.
Yeah.
And it will help not only the kids, it will help their parents, so that they are getting a academic report card, they are getting a physical fitness report card at the end. So that's how I got into tech. But tech is very important for athletes, especially to measure their performances, to measure what they're doing, to measure if they are growing their muscles, their physical strength, in the way they're growing the skills.
Right.
And it can also be an excellent tool for talent identification. So if I'm going to select a UAE national rollerball team tomorrow, or I'm going to shortlist 12 people, then I will have a data record of last 2 months in which I've done their physical assessments using tech, and then I'm doing the skill assessments, which can be through my expertise.
Yeah, this also eliminates individual biases.
Yeah, exactly. It can be a data-driven approach.
Completely.
Yeah.
You mentioned about the UAE rollball team. When do we see them in an action in a World Cup? What's the future looking like for them?
So UAE national team first represented as a UAE club, not as a national team, because we are still forming a federation over here. So as a UAE club, we went to Oman in September 2025. That was the first representation of any team from UAE to play at a global arena.
Right.
And then now, since a World Cup happened in December, our team was ready, but due to certain documents or certain things, because there are mixed nationalities who play the game, so there are certain prerequisites which we need to sort to get the team actually on the ground.
Of course.
So we could not participate in this, but the team is fully equipped. They are fully practicing. They are passionate. They are fully ready that whenever the opportunity comes, they will be participating. So hopefully within next 3 to 6 months, there will be some international championship which will be coming, in which the UAE national team will be a part of.
Amazing. We are looking forward to that participation. And I believe that team is of different nationalities.
Yeah.
How was it working with kids or youngsters from different countries?
So it is exciting, I can say, because I get to know different cultures.
Yeah.
So I have people from Kenya, I have people from Egypt, I have people from Morocco, and I have people from India, I have people from Bangladesh, from Sri Lanka, many parts of the world who are currently training under me. And it is always good to kind of train different people, because you get to understand how they are grasping, and also you get to understand the cultures. So it is always wonderful to deal with different nationalities, to have such kind of, I call them friends, I don't call them my athletes. All of them are my friends. So to help friends to grow their skills, to help them become a team and compete in a championship and hopefully get a medal, that's a different feeling.
That's interesting. So what would you choose higher, playing for the Indian rollball team or coaching a team which is going to play?
Of course, playing for India, because that has been my country. So anytime I get an opportunity to be even the Indian team coach or to represent India again as a captain or even in a team, it is like a dream come true when I was in my school. And that's how I started. Basically,
Yeah.
when I was in my school, I had that dream that, okay, one day I'll become a part of Indian team, hopefully. But again, now if you say like I've stopped, like I've retired almost from my Indian team career.
Right.
So now to help the sport develop, to help athletes to get the skills to become competent, to play in the matches, of course, I'll be more inclined towards having coaching, not only UAE. Let's say right now I'm based in UAE, so I'm coaching the UAE team. But in future, if I get opportunity to be in some other country and train their team, I'll be more than happy.
That's exciting. Now, on a lighter note, India is passionate about cricket. What are you passionate about, and who are your idols in the field of sports?
So I've been watching cricket since my day one. As I told, I used to play it for 3 years, a club in Pune. So in cricket at that time, Sachin Tendulkar was my idol. I think everybody from India, he was idol. So I still like to watch cricket. I still watch India matches, both men's and women's, and I'm pretty much excited how the women's team is also growing now in cricket. So cricket was like, what you can say, something which used to help me get into sports. So when I was in my school, I used to keep on watching in India matches when they participate in different championships for cricket. Though I was not much inclined towards IPL, I used to watch it in between. But then being an India match in any World Cup, in any T20, I'm always up for it. Even though I don't like to go and watch in stadiums, because that is like you're watching it from too far. I rather prefer sitting at my home or putting on my TV and just watching Virat Kohli right now. Kohli play.
Exactly.
So it started with Sachin Tendulkar, but then now recent
National
days,
favorite, yeah.
yeah. But now recent days, Virat Kohli, the way he shaped his career, the way he developed his skills, and what he has achieved is just that helps me also keep on going.
Yes.
So,
Yes, of course, it's the skills beyond what we see on the field
Yeah.
is what inspires us. So outwardly, it might seem that you chose a sports which might not have the fame.
Yeah.
Would you change anything about it?
No. So, like sport-wise, if you ask me, like, will I help the sport? Of course, I'll help it to get from B to C. Right now, it's A to B, but from getting from B to C at a level which it is not, let's say, not similar to cricket or football, but
Yeah.
at least similar to basketball, badminton, which is watched by a lot of millions of people across the world. But then, like, change as in if I would have got an opportunity to play, let's say, basketball at that time or play rollball, I would have still chosen rollball because, what you can say, not privileged, but luckily it was invented by my sports teacher, and I had seen the struggle which he had gone through. He did not have like lots of land or a lot of cash pumped in, which he could have just put in the sport. He had his struggles, which I can also explain. So I've seen them, but not fully, of course. So he used to be a sports teacher. He used to deliver newspapers on skates in Pune, and that's how he got the idea to develop rollball. Why not? Why can't I just dribble the ball instead of just going on skates to deliver newspaper? And that ideology just struck me. At that time, I did not understand in third grade. But then soon, when I passed my 10th grade, I was like, I'm a part of something big, and this has like, I'm here today because I got an opportunity, and that opportunity was created because of the struggles of my sports teacher, who is my mentor.
Yeah.
So that kept me going, and If you ask me after 10th if I would have got a chance to play basketball, which I had to kind of play at a zonal level, but still I said no. Rollerball has been my day one thing which helped me shape what I am today. So I'll just continue with roll.
So now I would like you to share some message for the youngsters who might be at a position of choosing the harder path in life, be it their career, be it their profession, anything. What would you like to share with them? Not necessarily sports, anything that they are choosing the harder path of passion versus the easier path of conviction.
Yeah, so there's just one simple line to start with, that every hard work which you're doing, or hard work is the thing which will lead you to glory in the end. So if you're getting something very easily, then believe me, there will be a time in the future when you will have some challenging situations, when you will be questioned like how you're here or what are you doing right now, and then there will be some kind of setback which you will have to deal. It will not get you down, but it will lead you into hardship situations. So if you are going through hardships right now at a very, very early age, believe me, you're on the right track. Because having hardships for, let's say, 5, 10, 3, 4 years, whatever, is gonna eventually lead you to something which you had dreamt of at the start when you were doing those hardships. Just keep on believing what you're doing, and may it not be sports, may it be in your career. Like today, let's say I'm doing the course, or I'm just entered a job, let's say, but then there is a lot of competition at the job, and I'm not doing what I had planned to do when I started the job. But it's okay. Eventually, you're learning something new. Even though, let's say, you are into computing skills, but then you have been given something else, which is not exactly the computing thing, but it's a supplementary part of that. So that is just shaping your life. Because your engagement managers, your bosses, your CEOs understand that it's very important to build an employee into a 360-degree mechanism, because if you're just going to give him a single path, it's going to lead him to that single path, and you will just retire with that same thing what you have been doing. So
interesting. And what's your goal for 2026?
To make UAE team participate and hopefully have some kind of another big championship over here.
Yeah. And what do you think the parents and the school authorities and bodies in the UAE, how can they support this sport? What is the message to them?
So see, when I approach parents, when I approach schools, I don't just take rollerball, I take skating as well. So I tell parents that, okay, rollerball is one of the part, but then you can just put your kids into skating. So if I go to a school gets a new sport which is added into their forte. So be it a CBSE school, which are Indian curriculum schools, skating is already into their cluster games. Be it an American school, a British curriculum school, skating is a culture over there. So in US, in Europe, they just skate on streets. So they can get their kids into a new sport, which can be added to the portfolio of the school. And then rollerball can be added as, added on advantage, which can be for the students as well, as they will get something new to play every day. They will get opportunity to compete in some different sport alongside skating. The school can get another glory into their portfolio that, okay, we supported something which was kind of at early stages of its development journey in UAE. And the parents can be happy seeing that my kid is again into two things, new things, alongside his academic career. So for schools or parents, if they support they support us by getting the kids into, of course, if the kid is interested, not against their interest, but if the kid is interested into skating, into speed, if you like something challenging every day, then rollerball can be a perfect part for him into the sports journey, and can also help to kind of shape his mental well-being, because in rollerball it's not only skating, it's not only speed, it is balance, it is concentration, it is agility, and it is a speed which you're getting. So you have to manage the ball while you're on skates. So believe me, it's difficult on the first day.
Of course it is. It seems that you're living, breathing sports throughout. But how do you de-stress other than sports? Is there any other passion, hobby that makes you relax or you look forward to?
So as such, different hobby is again related to sports, you will say. But I like to kind of take a walk. I like to go to gym, which is again into physical fitness, I know. But then as a hobby as such, I like to travel.
Okay.
So since last 2 years, my travel was very less. But then when I was in India, I used to travel a lot. So that's again a goal for 2026, that at least travel 2-3 more countries. And maybe link sports, go there. If there is no rollerball not played, why not just talk with people and invent rollerball over there?
And you are so fit, and of course you have been maintaining your fitness levels for last 2 decades or more. So what role has food to play in that? What advice would you give? How do you keep your foodie instincts going while enjoying life?
Yeah, so nutrition is a very important part.
Yeah.
So if you want to shape yourself as a pro athlete, or you're visioning something to kind of go at a very big level and play as or represent a country, then nutrition has to be in your daily routine. So it's not only the skills, or not only the gym, not only the physical fitness you're doing. It is complemented always, and with a majority percentage, I can say. If you're doing your fitness, it can be 40%, let's say, but diet and your nutrition is very important. It doesn't mean that you should restrict a lot, but you should eat things which are healthy, which are shaping you, or which are helping you build your metabolism, build your muscles, or build your strength, which is you're going to require at that sporting level which you're going to play. So nutrition has always, in fact, it started when I played the first World Cup, because before that it was very limited knowledge which we had. But then when we were playing, when we were at the training camp, we were given that kind of food, like eggs, I don't know what's it called in English, but dalia, which is like, which gives you carbs, porridge, which gives you carbs. So these kind of things we were given in a structured manner, and that's when I got the knowledge, and then I just continued it on my own as well. So even today, when I have my dinner with my wife, we usually have the structured diet which we do along with the structured.
And what would a cheat meal look like, especially in Dubai? Where would you go and what would you have?
Cheat meal is like desserts, because I'm a very sweet tooth person. I like sweets a lot. So whenever is our cheat day, we just go have some kind of different desserts which Dubai is famous for. And in terms of food, you can just go have a shawarma.
Good to see, because we all need that little bit of break from the routine. Otherwise, the routine will get too strict and not keep us motivated.
Exactly. You need that kind of getaways in terms of nutrition as well.
Thank you so much. Please let everybody know how they can connect with you. Where is your sports academy, and how can they get their kids enrolled in your programs?
So my sports academy is called Mavin Sports Academy. We have our Instagram page. Of course, I can share my number or whatever whenever on the social media portals through our podcast as well. And in terms of academies for the youths, if any person about 10th, 12th grade, he is interested to start skating, or he's doing skating and he wants to try something new, then we have our academy which we run in Al Nassr Club. So it's not a setup academy, but we have the places rented where we conduct training sessions for rollerball. Usually Mondays and Wednesdays in the evening. It will be posted on Instagram apps. And for the schools, I'm reachable on my cell number, I'm reachable on my Instagram, and we have our evening skating training sessions which we have started recently in Altwar area in one of the school over there, and we are going to start soon in Parsha and Mankul. So all the updates will be on our Instagram page.
Thank you so much. This was Mihir Sane sharing his life journey and his plan for the UAE team. Please connect with him on his social media. And thanks once again, Mihir, for joining us and sharing what commitment looks like in the long run.
Thank you, Anamika. It was wonderful talking with you and sharing the thoughts which I believe can at least help a single person across the world.
Definitely. It will empower them, it will inspire them to lead a more fulfilled life, whether in sports or beyond. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
You talked about obstacles and power that sports can have. You also mentioned about the 16 years that it takes to actually show up in a global scene. Do you think the parents become too soft on their children or overprotect them from this journey by giving them a more conventional path and not choosing sports as a career because of this fear that they don't want their kids to face these challenges and struggle?
Yeah, I've seen this point and seen this topic across different places where I was, because I've seen parents being too overprotective, or they are not overprotective, you can say, but they're afraid of, let's say, putting their kids into sports because they feel that what will happen if my kid falls. But it's not only that he's falling. Every day he falls, he is learning to get up, or is learning to not fall down next time. So he's challenging himself, even be it a boy or a girl. The challenge which he is going through is what is shaping his life in the future. So it's good to be afraid, it's good to be overprotective or having double thoughts, but believe me, when the kids fall, they are getting their resilience, they are learning resilience, they are learning how to struggle, they are learning how to be patient for next 10 days when on the 11th day I'm not going to fall. So that's my message for the parents. So
definitely it pays off in the longer run.
Exactly.
But when we are talking about payoff, I am also a parent, and I can speak for some of the parents out there that financial security is also a big concern while picking up sports as a career.
Do you
think that's a valid enough reason in that fear?
No, because see, as I said, as we discussed before, that sports is not only physical sport. So even though tomorrow a kid is going to play badminton, let's say, he's not super good at it, but he's decent level he's playing. After, like, he's always gonna do the schooling, which is, let's say, 60-70% of his, or let's say 50% of his focus is on school. Let's say 40-50% is he's giving in his evening time, not during the school time. He's playing his sport which he's liking. After the school, after the college, he can always have an opportunity that, okay, I can do something, let's say if he's into entrepreneurship, I'm doing something of my own into academic, which I've learned, but then I can have the opportunity of training kids. So that's the opportunity which he is creating. Or maybe he can do some events into badminton. He can do some kind of setup of academy in which he can manage the academy. So it's not only about financial stability at the start, because sports, if he doesn't excel as an athlete, I understand the feeling which the parent will have, but then it will give you different opportunities which are not directly as representing a nation or playing as an athlete, but shaping other athletes or helping to build the sports ecosystem.
No, thank you so much for sharing, because that's true. When we think of sports, we just think of being an athlete as a career option. We forget the whole range of career options that might be there, and which might be an untapped potential also, because probably the competition might be slightly lesser than the conventional careers they might be choosing for.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So thanks once again for
Thank
sharing.